Let's assume that my building structure is finished. What I have here is obviously very simple. Assume it had a lot of detail and was ready for some signs to go on. There's a few different ways to do signs, but they all kind of funnel into the same tool here, which is the file import. I'll come back to that in a second. The first thing you should really do is create some signs, and I'm using Google Slides to do this. And I've created a file like signs for my store. And as you go, you might recognize this. This came off of Cool Text, and I could take this and put it directly in. Like if I took this and save the image, CompuBuild, and save that. Pictures library is where it's going. Okay. Pay attention to where your files are saving. That's very important so that when you go into SketchUp, you can find them. But here, you can also use, if you want, some things off the internet. I'm going to take this and view image to get it full resolution. And file save this, save image as. And again, it's going to my pictures library, sales, with all those S's. Fine. But really, I think that there are some signs that you should be creating for your store. So here's my store. Or for your business, doesn't have to be a store. CompuBuild. We show you how to build your own computer. That's my business concept. And I've created another one with store hours. And as you can imagine, there's lots of different signs that I could create that would go around my store. I'm going to start out with this first one here. File, download as, and you have a lot of options here. The one that works best with SketchUp is PNG. So I'm going to click PNG. Now this one just downloaded without me telling it where. And if I were to check where, I believe it went to my downloads folder. Okay, so now I've got some things in my pictures library, some things in my downloads folder. I'm gonna save this one also. Download as PNG, and now signs for store with a 1 in parentheses. So that's similar names for my two slides, named after what the file was called. If this is untitled, your pictures will come down as untitled. That's not good. Okay, let's go into SketchUp and show you the process here. So here, this is what I'm working on. It is File, Import, and before you go any further, I'm seeing some pictures, but your first time you don't. You have to change. There's a drop down underneath file name that is files of type. And you need to change this to all supported image types. Number one mistake students make is not changing this drop down, and then you don't see your pictures. So the drop down, all supported image types. Now I'm here in my downloads folder, but let's go to both places. I could go to libraries, pictures library, and find the ones that I downloaded from the internet just now, which one of them was called sales with an S. Here it is. Maybe I'll put that over here. Something else, I hit cancel on that for a second. When you go to import, you want to use as image generally, and mine was as texture. I'll get back to that in a second. So I'm going to go and add in got a lot of pictures here, but let's find that sales one, okay, and put it on the wall where I want it, and click, and my next click will place it. Now once it's down, you can use the move tool to move it. You can use this scale tool, this one, to make it bigger or smaller. If you are not selected on it and you go trying to click it or trying to move it, here's the trick. Float to the outside, to the border, until it lights up blue. Otherwise, if you're in the middle of it, you'll end up moving your wall. That's no good. Edit undo. You got to go to the outside where it's blue, and then you can move it. Let me go back up here, and I'm going to now file import again. This time, I want to find my downloads folder. So if you go to your desktop, one way to find it is on your desktop. I believe downloads is usually a link. That's one way to find it. Another way, if you go to your desktop and click on your name, downloads, it might be easier to find there. But here in my downloads folder, I've got the ones that I created myself. And here we go, signs for store. Here are two of them. So I'm going to put like my store sign here. That looks pretty good, okay? And you don't have to make yours look anything like mine. You might have something very different. But here, I'm going to zoom in here and do like the little one. File, import, and I've got store hours. think of all the different signs you could create. Please don't think that you should definitely just be creating a big sign and a store hours sign. Be original, be creative. You don't have to have a store hours sign, that's not required. But you should have original, creative things that make your store look a little bit more realistic.